Welcome to the Walking Dread podcast, your daily dose of chills and thrills. I'm Adrian.
And I'm Julia. Buckle up, because tonight we're diving into a story that'll have you looking twice at every playground.
This one is called The Last Child. You sent this one in, and let me tell you, it's got all the ingredients for a sleepless night. Vanishing kids, a mysterious playground, and a creature straight out of a nightmare.
It really does tap into some primal fears, doesn't it? The story starts off with this jaded detective, Detective Hayes. She's seen it all in her years. On the force worked countless missing person cases. But right away, the author lets you know this case is different. 6 kids have vanished in a week, and the only connection is that they were last seen near this playground that seems to have just popped up out of nowhere.
Yeah, and this isn't your typical neighborhood playground. The author does a great job setting up this creepy, unsettling vibe. The slide is described as being way too tall, almost impossibly high. The carousel spins in reverse. It's like someone took everything joyful and innocent about a playground and twisted it into something sinister.
That's such a great point. It plays on our expectations, right? Playgrounds are supposed to be safe, happy places. By inverting that, the story immediately creates a sense of unease, a feeling that something is deeply wrong. And it's that contrast, that subversion of something familiar that makes it so effective.
Totally. And then there's this detail that the playground only comes alive at night. Lights start flashing, swings move on their own. And you can hear this laughter echoing through the darkness. But it's not joyful. It's unsettling, almost predatory.
Like it's putting on a show trying to lure someone in. It reminds me of those old folk tales about creatures that use lights or music to attract their victims. It taps into our natural curiosity, that pull towards the unknown, but with a sinister twist.
Absolutely. It's like the playground itself is the monster luring children in with this spectacle of light and sound. And that brings us to the first real clue. Detective Hayes finds a child's drawing with a chilling message scrawled on it. He wants us to play. And then she sees the missing kids. But they're not really kids anymore. They're more like these ghost-like figures, pale and translucent, trapped in some twisted game.
This is where the story really starts to ramp up the tension and the mystery. We get confirmation that the playground is somehow connected to the missing kids. But how? What's happened to them? Have they been transformed? Are they even alive? The author leaves us with a lot of unanswered questions at this point, which of course just makes us want to keep reading.
And the mystery deepens when Hayes tries to find any information about this playground, local legends, news reports, anything.
Yeah.
But there's nothing. It's like it just appeared overnight, which makes it even more terrifying, right?
It really does. The lack of history adds to that sense of the unknown, the feeling that this playground exists outside of our normal understanding of time and space. It's a crack in reality, a glitch in the matrix, and that's where the true horror lies, I think. It makes you wonder what else might be out there lurking just beyond the edges of our perception.
It's playing on that very human fear of the unknown, the things we can't explain. But here's where it gets really interesting. Even though it's her case, Hayes feels this pull towards the playground. It's like the flickering lights and eerie sounds are stirring up something inside her, some forgotten part of her childhood, almost like it's calling to her.
Yes, and that's a brilliant move by the author because it adds a whole other layer to the story. It's not just a case for Hayes anymore, it's personal. She's being drawn in on an emotional level.
Exactly. So drawn by this unexplainable pull, she goes back to the playground, sits on a swing, and bam! The world around her distorts. The playground expands into this surreal landscape with impossible colors and dizzying heights, and then a figure emerges from the shadows.
This is such a pivotal moment. Hayes makes a conscious choice to go back to the playground to face whatever is waiting for her. And in doing so, she crosses a threshold, stepping outside the world of logic and reason and into a realm governed by something much older and far more terrifying.
Welcome back to the Walking Dread podcast,
where we're exploring the chilling depths of The Last Child. Picking up where we left off, Detective Hayes finds herself in a distorted version of the playground, and a figure emerges from the shadows. But it's not one of the missing children.
No, it's not. It's this ancient, monstrous being with eyes described as pools of starless night. I mean, can you imagine? Just reading that line sent chills down my spine.
The author really knows how to use language to create a sense of dread, right? But what's even more chilling is what this creature tells Hayes. It needs children to play with it, not in some innocent way, but to sustain its existence.
Yeah, it's this idea that belief itself can have power, that something can literally feed off our imagination. It's a concept you see in a lot of horror stories where the monster is empowered by fear or belief.
Exactly. It taps into a primal human anxiety about the unseen forces around us. Think about all the things we can't see or explain, the dark corners of our minds, the vastness of space, the mysteries of the universe. This story takes that anxiety and gives it a terrifying form.
And it gets even more disturbing when the creature explains that it's a forgotten god, a being that once thrived on the wonder and innocence of childhood, but is now starving in a world that's become too rational, too focused on logic and technology. It's almost like a cautionary tale, isn't it?
Absolutely. It makes you wonder what we lose as a society when we stop believing in the impossible. When we dismiss the power of imagination and wonder, have we become so obsessed with the concrete world that we've forgotten the magic that lies just beyond our grasp?
And by creating this playground, this creature has taken something pure and joyful, the essence of childhood, and twisted it into a trap.
Right? The playground is like a perversion of everything it should represent. Instead of laughter and joy, there's fear and entrapment. It's another way the author plays with our expectations, and it's incredibly effective.
So this forgotten god forces Hayes to play a game of hopscotch. But this isn't a children's game. It's a game with deadly stakes. One wrong step, and she's gone just like the other kids.
I think this game of hopscotch is more than just a game. It's a powerful symbol. The squares represent the precariousness of childhood, the fine line between innocence and experience. Each hop is a gamble, a risk. And for Hayes, it's a test, a challenge to confront past her own lost innocence.
The tension in this part of the story is palpable. Wouldn't you say Hayes is tired, worn down by years of dealing with the harsh realities of her job? The darkness of the world. But facing this impossible creature, this embodiment of everything she's tried so hard to deny, it's almost like a release for her.
There's a sense of liberation in her acceptance of the impossible. She's spent her life pushing away those things that can't be explained. But now faced with undeniable truth, she finds a new kind of strength. It's like she's finally able to tap into a part of herself that she'd buried deep down.
And it's that strength that allows her to fight back. She plays the game, but not to win.
Mm.
In a final desperate move, she uses the game against the creature, destroying the playground and ending its reign. It's such a powerful moment, a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming darkness, there's always hope.
What's so interesting about this climax is that Hayes doesn't rely on brute force or conventional weapons. She uses her cunning, her understanding of the creature's motivations, and her willingness to embrace the impossible to defeat it. It's a victory of imagination over despair, a testament to the power of human resilience.
We're back with the final part of our dive into The Last Child.
Where we left off, Detective Hayes had just vanquished the creature and destroyed the playground. But it's not exactly a happy ending, is it?
No, it's definitely bittersweet. The kids are never found, and the playground vanishes without a trace. Officially, it's all explained away as some kind of accident. But Hayes knows the truth, and it changes her.
It leaves her with this haunting knowledge of a world that exists just beyond the edges of our perception, a world where ancient beings hunger for the fading light of our imagination. It's both terrifying and strangely empowering, don't you think?
Totally. It's like she's been given a glimpse behind the curtain, and now she can never go back to seeing the world the same way again.
And the story doesn't offer any easy answers. The creature is gone, but the missing children serve as a constant reminder of the cost of forgetting the power of wonder and belief. It's a chilling thought, but it's also a powerful one.
It makes you question what other things might be out there hidden just beyond our understanding. What other childhood fears might have a grain of truth to them.
Right, like what if those monsters under the bed, those shadows in the closet, what if they're not just figments of our imagination? What if they're remnants of something ancient and powerful, something we've tried to forget but can't quite escape?
It's enough to make you sleep with the lights on, that's for sure. But The Last Child isn't just about fear. It's also about the importance of holding on to that childlike sense of wonder, that ability to believe in the impossible.
Exactly. It's a reminder that even in a world that's increasingly focused on the rational and the explainable, there's still room for magic, for mystery, for those things that defy logic and reason. And maybe, just maybe, it's that belief, that willingness to see beyond the surface of things that can protect us from the darkness that lurks in the shadows.
So what do you think? Does a part of you believe that belief itself can have power? Could something feed off our imagination, as the story suggests?
It's a chilling thought, but it's one worth considering. After all, we humans are creatures of story and belief. We create meaning through narratives, through shared experiences. And perhaps in a way, those beliefs, those stories do have a power of their own.
It's definitely something to think about. And maybe next time you see a playground, you'll look at it a little differently. You never know what might be lurking beneath the surface, waiting for the right moment to emerge.
Until then, sweet dreams.
And remember to subscribe and follow us for more spine-tingling tales on the Walking Dread podcast. See you next time for another dose of delicious dread.